Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirms commitment to achieve green development at Reinvest Global Meet 2024 in Gujarat. Also inaugurates second phase of Ahmedabad Metro rail project. Donald Trump safe after he survives another assassination attempt at a Florida golf course this time. Ryan Routh, the reported suspect, backed Ukraine in the conflict with Russia in 2022. Incumbent President Ranil Wickremesinghe campaigns for Sri Lankan presidential elections as an independent ahead of the polls on Saturday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi told investors at the 4th Global Renewable Energy Investors Meet and Expo in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, that India is the first nation in the G20 to have achieved its Paris climate commitments. India has set an ambitious target of 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel installed capacity by 2030.
The vibrant city of Gandhinagar in the Indian state of Gujarat is playing host to one of the most significant energy conferences of the year. The Global Renewable Energy Summit brings together global thought leaders, innovators and policymakers to chart a course towards a clean and greener future. As India rapidly transitions to renewable energy, the country is emerging as a leader in global climate action. India has set an ambitious goal of achieving 500 gigawatts of non-fossil fuel-based power capacity by 2030. At the heart of these efforts is Gujarat, a state known for its pioneering work in solar and wind energy.
हमारे लिए ग्रीन फ्यूचर, नेट जीरो ये कोई फैंसी वर्ड्स नहीं है. ये भारत की जरूरत है. ये भारत का कमिटमेंट है. भारत के हर राज्य सरकार का कमिटमेंट है. एक डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी के नाते हमारे पास भी इन कमिटमेंट से बाहर रहने का जायज बहाना था. हम दुनिया को कह सकते थे कि विश्व को तबाह करने में हमारी कोई भूमिका नहीं है, लेकिन हमने ऐसा करके हाथ ऊपर नहीं किए.
During the inaugural session, Prime Minister Modi emphasized India's leadership role in the global renewable energy sector. He highlighted key initiatives such as the International Solar Alliance and also spoke of the PM Surya Ghar Yojana that will power millions of households with solar-powered electricity.
हम ग्रीन ट्रांजिशन को पीपल्स मूवमेंट बना रहे हैं. ये स्कीम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के साथ साथ एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन और एनवायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन का भी माध्यम बन रही है. हर 3 किलोवाट सोलर बिजली पैदा करने 50-60 टन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का एमिशन भी रुकेगा.
The Reinvest Summit also showcases the prowess of several states. Exhibitions set up in different halls at the Mahatma Mandir also highlight India's commitment towards the renewable energy sector.
भारत G20 में पहला ऐसा देश है जिसने पेरिस में तय क्लाइमेट कमिटमेंट्स को डेडलाइन से 9 साल पहले अचीव कर लिया. 9 साल पहले पूरा कर दिया. और G20 देशों के समूह में हम अकेले हैं जिसने करके दिखाया है. जो डेवलप नेशन नहीं कर पाए, वो एक डेवलपिंग नेशन ने दुनिया को करके दिखाया है.
Not just this, several countries like Germany, Denmark, Norway are also visiting the summit with a business delegation. India's focus on the sector looks promising and the path towards a sustainable and green India is not far away.
The three-day investor summit on the renewable energy sector in Gujarat is attracting participants from across India, and not just across India but from across different parts of the world. This investor summit is going to give the much needed push and impetus to India's renewable energy sector, attracting millions of dollars of investment in the coming years, and in fact giving and realizing India's dream to reach the 500 gigawatt of renewable energy generation in the coming years. With camera person Lalit, this is Dibyendu Mondal from Gandhinagar in Gujarat for DD India.
And on the sidelines of the 4th Global Renewable Energy Summit, Germany, a partner country in this summit, is visiting India with a large business delegation for investments in the sector. DD India's Dibyendu Mondal spoke to German Development Minister Svenja Schulze to more on this. Listen in.
At the Reinvest Summit here in Gujarat's Gandhinagar, I'm joined by the Development Minister from Germany. I'm given to understand that you're here with a delegation of business individuals from Germany. How do you look at the entire renewable energy sector of India, and how confident do you think that this sector will grow in India, and what kind of partnership can we look from Germany?
We have a long cooperation between India and Germany over decades now. Now we are looking forward for the next step. We want to build a partnership between India and Germany for renewable energies, because we are really convinced we cannot solve the problems of climate change without India. India is the 5th biggest economy of the world, is the biggest democracy of the world. And so we have an interest from the German side to bring renewable energies forward in India. And so we are here with a huge delegation from companies, from associations around renewable energies, because we are interested in this partnership and in foster renewable energies.
What are the kind of technologies that Germany is showcasing here at this particular exhibition that perhaps you have seen getting an interest from the Indian side?
I've learned that in India, the German companies are very well known, that made in Germany is known as quality. I saw that here in the metro. So what we want to do is bringing these made in Germany also in the part of renewable energies here to India. And there are some cooperations between companies in India and in Germany, and foster that, bring that forward, having more partnership so that India is able to solve the problems of the world with, for example, solar panels. That is where we have an interest in and what we like to bring forward. And so we bring out this knowledge that we have in Germany, the companies, we bring them to India to invest more in this partnership.
Also the fact that India and Germany have been, as you also said, in cooperation in this sector for a very long time. Our Prime Minister also met the German Prime Minister. We talked about the Paris Climate Change Paris Climate Agreement. What kind of cooperation or any agreement that has been signed or any MOUs that have been signed on this sector, what are you going to take back from India when you go?
Yeah. We will take back this partnership. We really signed this partnership for renewable energies. We will bring back a lot of memorandum of understanding. Some companies, some associations signed here these memorandums, and I think that is a big step forward, that we have concrete next steps for working together. And that is needed, because if India is going forward in renewable energies, that is not only helpful for India, it is helpful for Germany and the world to do so. So bringing that forward, I think these reinvest here is a big step forward.
Well, before I let you go, Minister, my last question would be, how do you look at the approach that India is taking? We saw the Prime Minister also mentioning about the fact that we have reached the Paris climate goal. Some of the steps we are taking are much ahead of the commitment. How do you see the commitment of the Indian government towards this sector?
I really appreciate that India does such big steps to new renewable energies, because India is key for dealing with all the problems of the world. It's such a huge economy, such a lot of people. If they invest here in India in renewable energies, that means a lot for the world. So this engagement that the government is showing is very, very important, not only for us in Germany, it is important for the world.
Right, of course. Thank you so much, Minister, for speaking to Doordarshan. And we hope that India and Germany will further enhance their cooperation in the renewable energy sector. Thank you once again for talking to Doordarshan. This is Divyendu Mondal with camera person Lalit from Gandhinagar in Gujarat for DD India.
Also on his tour of the western state of Gujarat, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated to the nation the second phase of the Gujarat Metro rail in Gandhinagar today. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, the project has been completed well in time. Vishal Baristo has more.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday inaugurated the phase 2 of the metro rail network in Gandhinagar, which is the capital of India's Gujarat. After dedicating the train to the state, he boarded the train with young passengers. Prime Minister later posted a video of his onboard interaction on his social media handle. The project, developed by the Gujarat Metro Rail Corporation (GMRC) in collaboration with the state government and the centre, will further expand the metro network, linking key locations between Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar like GNLU, that's Gujarat National Law University, Pandit Deen Dayal Energy University, Gift City, Resan, Randesan, Dulakua, Info City and Sector 1. This new phase stretching from Motera to Gandhinagar Sector 1 will connect crucial hubs such as Gift City, facilitating easy access for professionals, students and tourists. The 20.8-kilometer track connects Sector 1 of Gandhinagar to Motera and the Gift City. The project has been completed well in time.
This is extension of Ahmedabad phase 1 and it will be connecting Ahmedabad to Gandhinagar, and it will have an enormous benefit in terms of improvement in ridership, or because the basic purpose of metro is to reduce the vehicular movement on the roads. So it will decongest the roads, it will have an enormous benefit on the environmental side.
The total project cost for phase 2 metro stands at 5,384 crore rupees, with funding secured through loans from international financial institutions like AFD and KFW. Vishal Baristo's report for DD India.
In a major development in the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital rape murder case, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is again holding a meeting with a delegation of junior doctors at her residence. Earlier, a letter was sent to the junior doctors stating that this is the fifth and final time they are reaching out. However, the doctors have been demanding the live streaming of the meeting. Meanwhile, junior doctors in Kolkata continued their protests on Monday against the rape and murder of a trainee doctor. Protest was held near the Swasthya Bhavan in Kolkata. And on to India's north. Campaigning is in full swing for the first phase of the assembly elections in India's Jammu and Kashmir. 24 assembly constituencies will go to polls in this phase on the 18th of this month. Top leaders of major political parties are making all-out efforts to woo the voters. The three-phase elections to the 90-member Jammu and Kashmir Assembly will be held on September 18th, September 25th and October 1st. The results will be declared on October the 8th. So on the last day of campaigning for the first phase of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly polls, India's Home Minister Amit Shah addressed a public rally in Gulabgarh, Kishtwar and Ramban. In Kishtwar, Home Minister said that the people of Kishtwar are warriors and have never hesitated to make sacrifices for the land.
मित्रों, ये भूमि बलिदानियों की भूमि, कांग्रेस के गलत निर्णय के कारण जब भारत का विभाजन हुआ तो रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर कहां जाएगी उसका फैसला कराने में जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी की शेख परस्त नीतियों के कारण बड़ी देर हो गई और अपने जम्मू कश्मीर पर संकट आया। जब भी संकट आया, ये किश्तवाड़ के लोग, ये पहाड़ियों के लोगों ने बलिदान देने में कोई पीछे मुड़कर नहीं देखा।
Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Crisis in West Asia deepens as a Houthi missile reaches central Israel for the first time. And in Europe, Germany expands border controls to curb migrant arrivals.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Tanvi Taneja. The Asian Development Bank has advised Pakistan to adopt India's understanding of lifelong learning for all in society scheme to fix its dysfunctional education system. The recommendation came in response to Pakistan's request for financial support to improve its education system. The lender emphasized the need for federal and provincial collaboration in Pakistan, pointing out that India's Ullas scheme offers valuable insights in implementing and bettering the education program. Ullas scheme was launched by the Government of India in July 2023 to help non-literate adults and those who missed out on formal education. Staying in the region, in Sri Lanka, campaigning for presidential elections scheduled for 21st of September has intensified, with candidates making final efforts to woo voters. The front-runner candidates have been holding meetings and election rallies in various places, discussing on various issues. Addressing the election meetings at Horana and Nuwara Eliya yesterday, incumbent President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that his primary objective is to ease the burden on the lives of the people. He emphasized the importance of upholding the agreements made with the International Monetary Fund and moving forward with them. DD India's Dr. Ahmed Moin Faruqi reports from Colombo.
This presidential election has a record number of 38 candidates in the fray. In fact, the Election Commission has gotten printed a 2.5 feet long ballot paper. That said, the frontrunners in the election are incumbent President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is contesting as an independent candidate, opposition leader Sajid Premadasa of the SJB, and the leader of the leftist alliance of NPP, Anurakumara Dissanayaka.
And on to the US presidential race now. As the White House race heats up, a new assassination attempt was made on Republican candidate Donald Trump. Will this be a watershed moment in the elections for the United States of America? Our next report tells you more.
Take a look at what happened.
Within a span of 2 months, a second assassination attempt has been made on former US President Donald Trump. After a gunman tried to kill him at a rally in Pennsylvania, a shooter has now tried to assassinate Trump while he was golfing in West Palm Beach, Florida. Secret Service agents were quick to spot the gunman in bushes, a few hundred yards from where Trump was playing. The suspect, identified as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh, fled the spot in an SUV. He was later tracked down and is now in custody.
We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into, we'll get those to you and we'll get a picture of him and we'll get you his background.
Those condemning the incident included Trump's Democratic rival, Vice President Kamala Harris, who said that she was deeply disturbed by the assassination attempt. President Joe Biden said that he has directed his team to continue to ensure that Secret Service has every resource necessary to ensure Trump's continued safety. While an investigation is underway, the motive remains unclear so far. The assassination attempt has reignited the debate over gun laws in the United States, but its political repercussions are expected to be far less than that of the previous attempt on Trump's life. The July 13th assassination attempt became a turning point in the US elections. Thousands of people, along with television cameras, witnessed the incident, which galvanized Trump supporters. Few days after the shooting, Biden dropped out of the presidential race, handing the baton to Kamala Harris. The actual impact of the latest assassination attempt on Trump, which happened outside of public view, on the US presidential race is open to debate and speculation. But one thing is clear, the incident has once again highlighted the risk of violence in this highly polarized poll. Bureau Report, DD India.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer expressed his concern on the second assassination bid on Donald Trump and said that violence has no place in any political process.
I'm here to have discussions here at this coordination centre and with the Prime Minister about how we deal with unlawful migration. I've long believed, by the way, that prevention and stopping people travelling in the first place is one of the best ways to deal with this particular issue. So I'm very interested to know how that upstream work went.
Now, the conflict in West Asia continues to assume wider proportions. This comes as a ballistic missile fired by terrorist group Houthi from Yemen targeted Israel's centre for the first time on Sunday. Houthi military said the new hypersonic missile travelled 2,040 kilometres in just 11.5 minutes. The missile triggered air raid sirens in Tel Aviv and across central Israel, sending residents running for shelter. Israeli military said that the missile was hit by an interceptor and fragmented in the air rather than being completely destroyed. It also said that 40 projectiles were also fired towards Israel from Lebanon on Sunday and were either intercepted or landed in open areas. The Houthis have fired missiles and drones at Israel repeatedly in what they say is solidarity with the Palestinians since the Gaza conflict began with a Hamas attack on Israel in October. Speaking at a weekly cabinet meeting, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel would inflict a heavy price on the Iran-aligned Houthis who control northern Yemen. His remarks came after the Houthis reached central Israel with a missile on Sunday for the first time.
We are in a multi-front campaign against Iran's axis of evil, which is striving for our destruction. Houthis launched a surface-to-surface missile from Yemen into our territory. They should have known by now that we were exacting a heavy price for every attempt to harm us. Anyone who needs a reminder on this matter is welcome to visit the port of Hodeidah. Whoever attacks us will not evade our strike. Hamas is already learning this through our determined action, which will bring about its destruction and the release of all of our hostages.
Germany is expanding its border controls to the frontiers with all 9 of its neighbours to stop irregular migrants. It has sparked protests from other EU members. The border controls will be in place for an initial 6 months and are expected to include temporary structures at land crossings and spot checks by federal police. Poland and Austria have voiced concern, and the European Commission has warned that members of the 27-nation bloc must only impose such steps in exceptional circumstances. Germany's Interior Minister Nancy Faeser on Sunday said that the step aimed to limit irregular migration and put a stop to criminals and identify and stop Islamists at an early stage. Border controls with Poland, the Czech Republic, Austria and Switzerland were already in place before the crackdown was announced. These will now be expanded to Germany's borders with France, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Belgium and Denmark. A quick look now at other stories making news around the world. A ban on new licenses on short-term rentals in Greece will affect 3 districts in central Athens for at least a year. Greece government also raised the tax on holiday lets. Tourism is a major driver of the Greek economy, but a housing shortage has prompted the government to announce new plans. After heavy floods hit Central Europe over the weekend, a dog was airlifted to safety by a Polish army general. The army general said that they are evacuating people as well as animals. Austrian firefighters were assisted by an army helicopter in securing a dam in a village west of Vienna. The levels of rivers and reservoirs fell overnight, but officials braced for a second wave of floodings expected in the coming hours. The Portugal government asked for more firefighting planes from the European Commission on Monday as at least 15 blazes raged in central and northern regions. More than 800 firefighters were battling fire in the region. Authorities said that they had deployed 8 water-bombing aircraft to douse the flames. And on to some sporting action. India thrashed South Korea 4-1 in the semi-final of the Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament to secure a spot in the final against China. The unbeaten Indian team delivered yet another dominant performance with goals from Uttam Singh, Harmanpreet Singh and Jarmanpreet Singh. Captain Harmanpreet Singh led the team from the front. He converted 2 penalty corners, taking his total goal tally to 7 in the tournament. He held sway, giving no chance to the opponent. South Korea managed to score only 1 goal in the 33rd minute. Now India will lock horns with host China in the final. Host China stunned Pakistan in a thrilling semi-final encounter to secure their maiden berth in the Asian Champions Trophy final. China opened the scoring in the second quarter and Pakistan got 1 back in the third. China started well, but Pakistan dominated the game. The final score, though, stayed at 1-1, resulting in a shootout. China scored in the first 2 chances, but failed in the next 2. Pakistan failed to score in all 4 attempts they got. Hence, the hosts secured the win and advanced to the finals, with goalkeeper Wang Tai-yu emerged as the hero for China for blocking every shoot in the shootout. So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles. And for those on the go, you can catch all the latest news and updates from our DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. So we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.